be surprised, though, if this game gets any closer to see Tyler Marr get himself ready off the bench for some sort of pinch hit opportunity. Of course, a reliable bat off the bench. Just like I said, Brian, can't count out seeing Tyler Marr even on his off day behind the dish. Coach loves going to pinch hitters late in the game, seeing fresh faces, hungry for opportunity, hungry to get themselves on the board.
Marr will shoot one into left. That'll get down, so Wainfeld will score, and another run for the Cats.
The sophomore Blady.
Yep, he's one of the 9 transfers this year. Only 3 freshmen added to the roster. Just 1 hitter, 2 pitchers. Relying on a lot of new guys in the lineup this year.
Grounder to Kahn at second. Chance for 2. The flip to Hoskins. The throw to first. In time, Kahn. Hoskins home for the first Wildcat double play of the afternoon.
Yep, said it earlier, Joe. Cam throws a lot of sinker balls, a lot of two-seam run going into the hands of those right-handed hitters, forcing a lot of ground balls. Saw it there, jammed him up a little bit, right to DK over there at second base, and Hoskins is always sure-handed coming across the second base bag, delivering a strike to Nick Holm. Yeah, long hold there from Bustamante. Haven't seen the pitch clock come into play yet, Joe. Baseball rule changes making their waves across the entire nation at all levels.
Another check at Marith.
Won't be too long before someone's yelling at your little leaguer to hurry up and hit the ball off the tee already. Add a little bit. Don't think we'll be seeing Trent lay too many down.
And he makes Wainfeld earn it as he goes inside and gets him with the 4th ball. And that looked like it was right off his hip. Walking it off, Renata Charter.
Yep, and Wainfield's got plenty of junk in the trunk. Sure that one didn't leave too much of a mark.
Getting those squats in. That's why you do it right there, is in case the HBP happens.
100%. If you've seen those Major League Baseball players and how they fill out those baseball pants, if you need any reference, just take a peek over at Trent Wainfield on any given Saturday.
Smith to lead it off. He will get a pinch hit in his first at-bat of the season, Connor.
Yep, the senior has played a lot over his tenure here with the Wildcats. Cody Smith, obviously last year, saw him in 32 games, ended up with a .231 batting average, so we've seen him come off the bench mostly this year, looking to gain some more of Coach Spence's trust back with some pinch hit opportunities, looking to make the most of them right here against the starter. Bodie will look at the 1-1. Scoops that one into the right field corner, and that one's going to get down for a base knock. Bodie takes a hard turnaround first, running on into second. He'll slide in head first for a leadoff pinch hit double for the Wildcats, just what they ordered off the bench to start this rally off down 5 coming in here at the bottom of the 5th, Brian.
And big hit Bodie.
Obviously, if you ask Hoskins himself, he's not played up to his standard this weekend. Been on base twice today, though, works 2 good walks. Has been stranded on first base both times, though. Got a runner in scoring position here. This is where he thrives. Typically loves being in the middle of the order, where he's able to do the most damage in here. He's got a runner on base, and I assume he's going to capitalize here.
Bowie, if he gets on.
Fists one into right field, and that one's going to fall right down the same place Bodie Smith's hit did. A little bit less oomph on it, so he's going to stay over there at first. But Bowie picks up an RBI single. And the sophomore, who didn't get to play at all last year, capitalizing with 2 outs there.
So starting deployment's getting a little cold here in the booth, Connor.
Yep, you'll see Agent Zero rocking that turtleneck and sleeves all season, though, no matter what the weather. We've been to California, and you'd still see Steve Kovac rocking those tight Under Armour sleeves. He likes keeping himself warm out there on the mound, keeps him nice and toasty for his high-velocity fastballs. Of course, last year we saw him coming as a freshman, touching 90 miles an hour, Brian. Making it hard for him, still with the 3-2, 2 outs. Holm rips one into left field. That one's going to be a base knock. One's going to score for sure as Harlow holds Wainfield over at third. Going state. Base runners get a small head start here. They'll be off on the pitcher's delivery. Here's the 3-2. Hoskins grounds one to third. They'll have to go across. Throw over. Dug out and missed. That one's going to be an error. One run's going to score. 2 runs. And Hoskins is going to stand on second, and this game is still going. It's already been on a few times today. Walk-off homer in game 1, and he gets clipped. Hits him, and that's going to bring home the tying run for the Wildcats. And St. Martin's just gave it to the Cats for free. Worth noting about Nick, came in as a 2-way prospect, did see some time in the infield last year. Of course, this year, like Jet Jaco we mentioned earlier, going to be sticking to the pitching. And he's going to be focusing on that. So if we're looking back to his freshman year 2 years ago, was great. 13 appearances, 3 starts, went 3-0 with a 3.21 ERA. That was all in 28 innings, racking all that up. And of course, last year was more of a down year for the whole staff. Finished with a 9.23 ERA, but had 16 appearances, 4 starts, all very big innings for the Wildcats. Ended up with 26.1 innings. And of course, this year he's already had 1 appearance back in Pomona. Looking to build on that one here as he let up a run in 1 1/3 innings out in Pomona. Of course, an even bigger situation here. Coach trusts the lightning rod. We'll see if he can get it done. Started in that first game. Lays down a bunt here. Alder fields his own position, picks it up with the bare hand. Holm with some good footwork over there at first. Able to switch his feet, come across on the other side of the bag. Reel that one in, avoiding contact on that first base line. Always scary when you see 2 guys coming down the line, aiming for a collision over at first base. Great footwork again there by Nick Holm. Out, and that one called a strike just on the outside corner for Miyazaki, keeping St. Martin's hopes alive of not dropping both games today here against the Wildcats.
The 3-1. One more time from Miyazaki to Nick Holm.
Holm plops
Into
one
the gap! Caught there. Santulli tags.
Santulli.
Let's go home!
Trying to get him at first. Unable to.
Yep, you'll see Timar let it fly back there often. Wildcat catching, got a good group of arms back there. Pretty well known around the Northwest Conference. We'll see if this outside team catches on to that quickly.
With a double, a triple, and 4 RBIs against the Sage Hens.
And this guy's a gamer, Joe. He just does everything right up there in the box. He's always locked in. One of the team captains for this Wildcat team, and Spencer gave him that title because he definitely knows how to set the tone. Yep, gonna see a lot of different faces in the outfield this year and pinch hits late in the game, depending on matchups coming out of the bullpen. With the lefty starter today, we're seeing Waynfield and Ringer.
Big swing and miss.
Got Bowie and Kassler waiting on the bench as left-handed alternative outfielders. I'm sure we'll see both of them get plenty of playing time with the mix of righties and lefties coming out of this opposing Wildcat bullpen here.
But this could be maybe the best middle infield in the Northwest Conference if they can both stay right.
100%. Jake Hoskins obviously proved himself in the Northwest Conference last year. Great newcomer addition for this Wildcat team. And of course, Danny Kahn has been on and off the field the last few years. Coach Spence has known since very early that he was pretty special, as he just misses that one.
Nice.
Sliding for it up the middle.
2-out base
This
hit.
year, able to hopefully produce more at the dish for this Wildcat team. Dan Spencer's brought in a lot of two-ways over the years. Not a lot of them have panned out. It's really tough to solidify yourself as a two-way player. You got to do both extremely well. You have to pitch at an elite level, and you have to be one of the best 9 hitters in the lineup for coach to constitute putting you in the DH spot. Because as you know, a lot of two-way players, you won't see them getting too much field time. Don't want more stress on the arm than they're already getting with their time on the mound.
Leads 3-0, and how about these sophomores showing up for the Cats today?
Yep, replacing each other. Love when that happens. Always want to keep a guy in scoring position. It's great when you can go back-to-back doubles, maintain a guy in scoring position. It just keeps the rally alive. Always gives you a goal for the next guy coming up.
First pitch, a short chopper to third, and another error by Central Washington.
And man, what a killer. I was just about to mention, Joe, how a 2-out hit right there would just be a knife in the back of the Central Washington team. A chance to get out of the inning there would have been a huge opportunity for Timar to get the Wildcats some momentum. And right there, it was given to him for free as Juarez can't make the play over there at third. Mentioned earlier, Joe, he's one of 3 guys who have been getting some rotation time over there, the hot corner.
That is 3 errors.
We've seen him deliver 4 different pitches in. He's working with a fastball changeup, and it looks like he's thrown an over-the-top curveball and a slider in there, keeping hitters off balance. Arecki, as a freshman, was able to play 11 games last year as a sophomore. Put up a solid campaign, slashing .283 putting up a .397 on-base percentage and slugging .375. More of a contact guy, but getting the job done and getting on base for his team. As he skies this one, a major league pop-up, staying towards the infield as Danny Kahn is under it, able to make the third out, throwing the ball down in a little bit of frustration as the Wildcats will go back in and try to salvage this game down 10-3 here. We'll see you back in the bottom of the sixth on the Ellis. Les Schwab Tires, of course, doing the right thing since 1952, and we're going to see a pitching change for St. Martin's here in the bottom of the sixth. Justice Yamashita is done after 5 strong innings, only 3 earned runs. Now we'll see Isaiah Mayfield Prieto, the 6'3 right-hander, 200-pound junior, coming out of Renton, Washington.
And this is a guy, Connor. What do we got?
Yep, McCulley Jr., 5'10 righty, standing at 225 out of Baker City, Oregon. Transfer by way of Dordt University. Statistically, he's been with the team since 2022, so 3 full seasons coming out of the pen. Of course, the first season in 2022, he did start 6 games, but finished with an 0-7 win-loss record and an 8.26 ERA. And ever since, he's been strictly out of the pen. Had a great year in 2023 in 12 appearances, sporting a 3.44 ERA with 1 save in 18 total innings. So definitely probably one of the guys that St. Martin's will lean on this season.
New pitcher on the mound.
It's going to be Aaron Neese, Brian, the 6'3", 215 junior right-handed pitcher out of Salem, Oregon, McNary High School. Junior's thrown a few years for St. Martin's, and Brian hasn't had the most success, and they're relying on him in a big spot this year. Looking back 2 years ago, 2022, his freshman year, he had 11 appearances, finished with a 5.17 ERA in about 15 innings. So solid work as a freshman, was able to get in there in the mound out of the bullpen. Last year, though, took a step backwards. Only 7 appearances, 6 innings pitched, allowed 18 earned runs in those 6 innings, finished with an ERA at a very high number, 27.00. This year, coming on in a very high leverage spot here, Brian, he's only had 2 appearances so far. That's 1.1 innings where he's allowed 5 earned runs. He's currently sporting a 3.75 ERA.
And he's going to fall behind 0-2 here. Nice couple of pitches out of Orem.
Olin gets the majority of the time behind the dish, Joe, but they do have a lot of catchers listed on the roster. Another one you'll see in the lineup today, Ben Lead. He's out there playing left field, a converted catcher, according to their roster page. Varner's been a big part of this team. Hitting from that right side. He's got a little nickname. They're calling him Bubba? Not quite sure, Joe. That's what it's listed as on the roster. They don't quite throw a pronunciation out there, but he's been great. Already 2 home runs this year from the 2-slot hitter. That's matching his total from last season. So it looks like the power numbers are on the rise.
Check over. 0-2 on the way. Well in the dirt. Takes a hop. And Hurley will have no problem getting the second on the wild pitch.
That's where Brady's been missing so far early. Seen a lot of pitches in the dirt. Stayed around the zone for the most part, getting ahead well. But as we're seeing him get ahead, maybe getting a little too specific, trying to put those pitches right on the black. It's just missing.